here this evening, all around us in the internet. Irish TV, all this, all through the internet. So she could come in there twice while I was doing work. We had to reset the box in here, and so I came in here and got online. I unplugged it and totally reset everything.
So then she's in the other room watching Netflix also too, isn't she? Good. All right. Cheers, everyone. my 5G was giving me crap because I wasn't on. So there. Now let's see. We'll monitor it this time this way. It was saying it needed to reconnect. All right. Let's see what happens. Go here. We're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're live. I'm this way. All right. Tater Dom's watching. Needed to reconnect. All right. Let's see what happens. All right. Now we're live. But let's make myself actually show up in the... Oh, I'm just going to make sure that I'm in the camera real quick, and then we'll get going. You almost done, Nash?
Yep.
All right. I'm in there. Yeah, that's working. I'll be talking to you. You're there. What do we got? Alan, hey, or Adam Roberts is watching. Good job.
Share this to Ross Cornison.
Yeah, I did send it to Ross. You could share it to him too, because maybe he'll get it. A lot of times he was jumping on, but we're actually, we're actually, I think I got it. Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm ready to go when you are, my friend.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready to go when you are, my friend.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was my phone. So I could monitor.
All right. We're starting to get some people on YouTube, so we'll get this start recording. Everybody just remember the Scotchy Bourbon Boys are sponsor, the Spirit of French Lick. Make sure you check them out. They're in French Lick, Indiana. They produce some great bourbon and whiskey. The William Dalton, the Lee W. Sinclair, and the Maddie Gladden. All great bourbons, along with the Lillian Sinclair that should be coming out soon. We can't wait to launch that. I'm trying to get there this Saturday and pick up that pick, so we'll see what happens. And then also Alan Bishop, who was the master distiller at the Spirit of French Lick, is now the master distiller at the old Homestead Distillery on Patoka Lake at the Patoka Lake Winery and Distillery. He's there, but he also sponsors our podcast personally with his One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute on YouTube that you got to check out. And if you have ghosts, you have everything, along with Rosewood Bourbon. Jeremy, I want to say, oh my God, Giles. He has brought back the Rosewood Bourbon, the bourbon that Andy Dufresne in the movie Shawshank Redemption was arrested for drinking and throwing it onto the front lawn of his murdered wife and lover, which he didn't do. But Rosewood Bourbon out of Texas, it is basically distilled in Indiana and Kentucky, aged in both places, and then brought back and at least aged one season in Texas. And it makes for some really, really good bourbon. So you got to check out Rosewood Bourbon and Rise. So I covered that. All right. So are we ready to get going there, Super Nash?
Absolutely.
All
cheers,
right.
Matt Koza watching. Yep. And cheers, Patience Field.
Yeah, we've got the Scotchy Bourbon Boys bus tour fully booked and ready to go. That's supposed to happen on Wednesday, September 11th, I believe. And it's going to be a good time this year for sure.
Absolutely.
All
Looking
right.
forward to that.
So I am.
It's been rolling around here pretty quick. It's we're like less than 2 months away.
Yeah, it's going very quick. I've been just, after being on vacation for the last week and a half, and you being in Hawaii, it's been a really, really good, relaxing time. So I'm ready to get this ball rolling. So you're going to hear a 30-second, well, you won't hear the 30-second spot for the Spirit of French Lick. I've already done it for you guys. But once that gets going, you'll hear our theme song, and we will get this podcast rolling.
Right. Paul Brewster from Texas is watching. Here's Paul. Lies and says he'll be down on the 10th. Meet us for drinks.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild with the show fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk on the street, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun. Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tiny and Super Nash are
Super Nash in the house
tonight.
Back from vacations.
Yeah, back from it's been a little bit of time off. Thanks everybody for joining us again tonight. It's been pretty cool, I would have to say. I had this vacation. A lot of my vacations happen when I go away to do bourbon stuff. So it's almost like I'm on a vacation doing bourbon events and bourbon things and bourbon podcasts, and it's just busy. But this was an actual family-orientated grandkids, kids, my adult kids, just hanging out. And it was I wasn't posting. I wasn't doing, YouTube and shorts and stuff like that. I just took the full 11 days off, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it would be a little bit harder to get back on the horse, but it really hasn't been. Getting set up was the normal thing. Didn't have any problems, no technical problems. We're live YouTube and Facebook, so everybody out there on YouTube and Facebook, you can chat in. I believe Greg just said he's
going to be in New Hampshire on 9/11 and coming home to Kentucky on 9/12.
Yeah, so you're gonna Greg, you're gonna have to tell us who can fill in when we go there to keep us updated. Maybe send in, maybe get Nick Smith to do our tour or whatever. Just we count on you, my friend. We count on you. Hey, Ross.
We got Ross just here chimed in.
Yep.
He says howdy.
Yeah, considering we're basically going to be drinking a lot of his stuff. It's glad to have you on, Ross. That's for sure.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Remember, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, www.scotchybourbonboys for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. You can see that Super Nash is wearing the t-shirts and drinking out of the Glencairns tonight. You can get those on the website or contact me directly. Then also remember to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or X. And then also listen on all the major podcast formats, mainly Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check us out on all those. But if you listen on something that you like to listen to, we're probably there. So my son's calling during a live podcast. Hopefully he'll call his mother, who's upstairs. She's running around doing work. So, but anyways, check out that live. Keep checking us out. We go live normally on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's when we start this, and tonight's no different. This next Thursday, though, will be different because I am having my wisdom teeth removed, 2 of my bottom wisdom teeth on Thursday, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to pull a podcast off after having my wisdom teeth removed. So we'll be back next Tuesday.
I just got to say, Greg, you're going to love Kauai. That is my favorite place. And Sherry's first cousin lives in Kauai. She's been living there for 23 years. And she took us all around the island. And let me know if y'all want to go out on a boat tour and all that, because her friend owns a company that does the boat tours, the snorkeling. Took us all up along the coast. We had a fantastic day. So just let me know if you need any info, and especially a couple of the beaches and places to go in Kauai. I can definitely help you out.
That's awesome. Totally. Yeah. So tonight we are going to do the Barton's Distillery. It's now called the Barton1792 Distillery, owned by Sazerac. So that is the same ownership company that owns Buffalo Trace. They have many brands across, that Sazerac owns. But the brands that are produced at the Barton1792 for those people is the 1792. And then I have this Chestnut Farms, which is something new to me. I didn't know much about it. I think Walker said he saw it at a Total Wine. That's where I got it. One of the cool things that, being off from all the social media and everything was super nice. We were in Wisconsin, though, so the events of the weekend, this past weekend, affected us directly because that's where the RNC convention is this week. And what happened, what was happening all along, the political atmosphere was already, Milwaukee was in lockdown before all that happened. But I was running around in traffic, and one thing that Ohio doesn't have is the big chain liquor stores. They don't have Liquor Barn. They don't have Total Wine. They don't have bourbon or hard liquor at Costco or Sam's Club, like when we go to Wisconsin. Wisconsin has all that. They are not, they're not, there's a lot of local liquor stores. I mean, all the grocery stores sell liquor there, so you can walk into your Pick and Save. And they did this 20 years ago before I moved to Ohio. I was used to just getting my alcohol at the, I would get my vodka and my rum at the grocery store. It was something. Then when I moved to Ohio and it became something specifically for a liquor store or a state store, it was very, I think the first 5 years when I lived here in Ohio, which would have been 15 years ago, I would wait and just go back to Wisconsin and buy it there. It was a little bit cheaper because the taxes are a little bit lower. It's still the same. But in Wisconsin now, I know all my liquor stores. There's an Otto's, there's a Piggly Wiggly, there is a Pick and Save there that I go to. I've been to the Costco there, and also the total wine. They have a total wine, and so I hit all those, and that was a lot of fun because here in Ohio we don't have that. At Costco, I ended up buying Elijah Craig toasted for $44.99. I mean, toasted barrel for $44.99. I mean, that's just crazy. And you could buy as much as you want at Costco. I could have bought a case. And, you know, here in Ohio, it's allocated and it's gone. It doesn't sit. It's not on the shelf. It's not like that. And then also I was able to walk into the Total Wine, and they had the Jim Beam Black 7-year with the label. So that I was able to pick up that. I was excited about that because I heard about the age statement, right?
It cost you in Wisconsin for the Jim Beam 7-year black
$23.99.
Got it for $19.95.
Well, I picked up at Costco. I picked up a old Granddad 114 for $19.99. That was just like, really? So I mean, everything, you know, I think that was $23.99. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was $23.99 for the Black 7. But I think mine's a liter.
Yeah.
The big one.
Okay, mine's not.
Yeah. So then they had this.
Mine's the 750.
Which I never seen. I mean, it was at Total Wine, and I walked in, and it's the Chestnut Farms. Now this is the bottled in bond. So the regular Chestnut Farms, the small batch, was, I believe, $79.99.
Here's Christy.
Yeah. Good to see. Yes. And then this bottle is the bottled in bond, and this was $119.99. Now it was I've seen up to $154 on the internet. I love the box. You can see this box if you show it the right way, and I'm gonna try. It makes the whole horse. Let's see. There you go. See it? See how it makes the horse?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is the whole horse there? Am I doing it right? Yeah, like that. Right?
Now it is right there.
Yeah. So that's really kind of cool, you know, to show how the box has the horse wrapping around it. And I've never seen it, but then the thing, Ross, that got me is, and it from Barton1792 Master Distillers. Maybe you can, you know, talk about that or comment about that in the comment section, because that's really intrigued me, because I understand, you know, Danny Kahn and yourself are producing some really good whiskey. I think since I've been tasting 1792 with each new batch, I love what's coming out of 1792. I think it's actually better than the older stuff that I had. Now, Foolproof was pretty damn good. I'm not saying that, but even now that when you're producing it, I think the people, you guys working all together, are producing some really exceptional whiskey. So, you know, that intrigued me immensely. So I bought it. I splurged, got yelled at. I really, it was like we had already there's a couple places I had already purchased. At Costco, she let me get the old Granddad 114 and the toasted, which I took to a tasting, and everybody drank the whole bottle on the toasted. So, but I was coveting this, so that's what I want to taste tonight. But let's just before we get into that, right? We got Carlos Eduardo is from Brazil watching tonight on YouTube. That's excellent, Carlos. But Sweet Wheat, we've got the 1792. Both of us have so what is your favorite there, Nash? I haven't had any tonight. I'm going to take a little sip of everything, but I know what my favorite is. And you know, we both got this Foolproof, right? But what, you know, from Danny Kahn, and then we also had the Foolproof from the liquor store that you sent up the case, right? You sent up that case of Foolproof. Yes, right here. Yeah. It was Foolproof single barrel. No, that's not the right one. Is this the Foolproof? No. Yeah, it was the
was the very first bottle that where I
Blackjack,
sent
was it
you?
Blackjack
Yeah.
Liquors?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. So I have them. Yeah, that's one of the first bottles that I ever tasted. So now we're looking at, that's got to be 4 years ago, right? 2009, September of 2019 is when you, October.
19.
It would have been October, right?
October of 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, this was our,
September is when we first met and started talking online. And then in October is when he got the barrel pick in. And that's when I shipped it all up there.
so Ross says that it was mashed, distilled, and aged there. He says he loves his juice at 100 proof, bottled in bond.
Bottled in bond, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ross. I am so looking forward to this. I mean, when I saw the bottled in bond, and seriously, it was a difference in price, but I just felt that was the one.
Walker's, that one from Blackjack is the one that Walker sent up.
Oh, okay. So then somewhere, hold on, hold your horses right here. Let me just quick do this. I'm going to get it because it's sitting right back here, I bet you. It is. How it's still in there, I don't know. Will you recognize this? So I'm going to taste all three. See which one is the best. That's what I think I'll do. This foolproof. Oh, this is it. Charlie's.
Charlie's, yeah.
Yes, Charlie's was the one that you were able to send up to us. And if you remember, it was hot. We did it and we were like, boom, and just like, holy man, I want to know what that's like 4 years later. Now, here is the Blackjack from you said we got it from Walker, so I want to try that.
That would be almost 5 years ago.
What did you think of the Blackjack from the Blackjack pick?
I haven't opened it, and it's actually right here behind me.
Yeah,
because I've had these others open.
So, as Ross, when you do these foolproof, the foolproof barrel picks, single barrels, it is, I know that they're all put out at the same 125 proof is this one. Yep, they're all 125 proof. So very interesting.
All of them?
Yeah, if you do a foolproof, Ross, if you're doing a foolproof single barrel pick, what happens if it's not over 125 or are only barrels over 125 proof available to you? Because you can't add proof, if I'm not mistaken. This is very vanilla-y.
Vanilla?
Tons of vanilla. Almost like, it's like drinking. No, it's like eating vanilla pudding while you set it on fire and don't put it out in your mouth. You put the fire out with your mouth. That's how it's like hot vanilla pudding. Like,
oh, that nose is hot. This is the Blackjack. Are you talking about the Blackjack or the?
Oh, I'm talking about the Blackjack. There's almost like a licorice, cinnamon licorice thing going on too. It's really interesting. But the vanilla pudding is there.
Oh.
Not a bad pick. It's been a while since I was on vacation, and honestly, I took a vacation. Besides doing a tasting with my friend, Stephen Pitzer, Friday night, he had some friends over, and we did a high-end bourbon tasting that I did for his friends. And besides with that, It really was. I didn't drink much.
It says the foolproof barrels come from the top third of the warehouses, and those higher level barrels in the warehouse all go up in proof. Enter at 125, and then are chosen for single barrels and foolproof. Highest proof barrel up he's seen is 158.
What?
Wow.
Oh, that would be that. I'm holy crap. I've never experienced anything like that. Did you get to taste it is the question, Ross. All right. So this is the Charlie's pick from way back. I just poured that baby in there. Let's see how much different it was.
No, I don't think I don't have any of the Charlie's batch left anywhere.
That is very ethanol-y.
Ethanol-y?
Yeah, we're talking about vanilla ethanol-y. It's a new singer. Ethanol-y vanilla. This one now. Let's see. Yeah, that pick is still maintaining the heat. That was a hot pick, that Charlie's. Tons of licorice. It's like the Charlie's opposed to the Blackjack. The Blackjack is better because Charlie's is completely missing the vanilla pudding undertones. It's just the heat. I pick up a little licorice. I pick up a little cinnamon. It's like, I'm going to tell you, either one of these on my back porch on a 38, 40 degree night is going to keep me warm by the fire.
No doubt.
It's a delicious, it's delicious. There's no cut on either one. They're just very, very aggressively hot. Now we are going to do the 1792 foolproof. That was the reason why we both bought this bottle, remember, is because we were drinking that store pick and we wanted to know what the 1792 foolproof tasted like for what won the world, the best whiskey in the world, according to Jim Murray. Yes. Jim Murray. Yeah. They won that, I believe, in 2020. I love this bottle.
I got to have a little bit of water in between these two.
I don't have water. Not tonight. All right. Are you drinking the award-winning bourbon? The blend at 125. Let's see. If I remember, it was night and day. Sorry, if entered at 125, 156 is beyond possible proof unless there was only a couple gallons left in the whiskey barrel. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of one. I've seen 141s. Yeah. Here we go. Damn. Wow. That's just wow. The blend kills the single barrels. I mean, Danny knew what he was doing when he did this. He knew what he was doing. That is a special bourbon. It's not even, it picks up, it has cinnamon is there, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of, you know, it's funny because all that heat was in the back of your throat, down your throat, in your stomach. And there's with not much hitting your front palate. On this one, there's a little bit of cinnamon on your front palate that leads to the vanilla.
Then you get lots of vanilla and some caramel in there too.
Mm-hmm. And it's smooth, not real hot. It's the heat is almost, instead of fire heat, it's like a red hot heat.
More of a buttery mouthfeel to it.
Yeah, it's just definitely a great experience. Not too oaky. The other ones seem to have a little bit of licorice oak kind of flavor to them. That's not here. That's just a
See that?
wonderful.
You've got a good bit of yours. See, I've only got about half of mine left.
What you're talking about, the Denny?
It's about
this one.
This.
Yeah. I didn't hit that very often. I just wanted to. Yep. There's no doubt, but that's really good bourbon. That's a share.
Yeah.
Share with good friends. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right. So you pick, besides the foolproof, what's your brand I think now you get a shot at foolproof maybe once or twice a year. You don't have to pay that much extra over MSRP usually because it's there. It comes out. But then what is your favorite after that? You get to pick this one, Nash.
My favorite after that, I really like the 12-year.
You like the 12-year. I've got the 12-year also. Now see the 12 years, you can see that. Look at this. The 12 years been hit a little bit harder. You're right on the top. I'm actually halfway through the 1792 on that.
And look, I want you to kind of look. I don't know, but you can't hardly tell it in the camera on this. But these bottles got a little bit of dust on them.
Because you've been underneath your house installing
collection sitting in there that it's hard for me to taste, and because I don't hit but one or two of them a week, and usually it's either during podcasts or on the weekends, because here lately I've been working weekends. That's why I took that 9-day vacation. But I might have one or two pours, and it's off to bed because I got to get right back up and go to work.
Yeah. So the line is, we're both going to have a sip of the 12-year. There's also the sweet wheat. There's the foolproof. There's the bottled in bond. There is the single barrel, and then there's the small batch, and then there also is what everybody was the impossible port finish, right? There's the port finish. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Did you ever get a port finish?
I've had a couple of opportunities, but I wasn't going to pay the price.
Well, and honestly, it's a finish. It's a finish, so it's outside. It's in the brand, but it's outside the brand. Now they also make the Thomas Moore, which we've had samples of, which is a finished bourbon also. And I enjoy that for that. I actually probably enjoy that more than I like the 1792 because it's way more accessible. And then the last one is the one you have, the fake one over there. I call it a fake one because it's like, if you look at all the bottles, they're all the same. And then there's this one, the Pritchard Farm 17.
It's got that burlap wrap on the top of it.
Yeah, and then the big 1792.
This is the Ridgemont
Reserve. Ridgemont, and that's a rye, right? Or is it a bourbon?
No, the bill on this is actually. I'll tell you right quick here. I had it here somewhere. Here we go. No, it's 75% corn, 15% rye, 10% barley.
Excellent. And then the 12-year, and quite frankly, after just drinking the foolproofs, this 12-year is 96.
It's a 93.7 proof.
Which one?
The Ridgemont Reserve.
Okay, and then the 12-year is actually 96.6. The 12-year is spectacular right now. I thought initially, this is wonderful. I mean, the line of 1792, in my opinion. I love the fact all bottles are the same style. They just change, but that 1792, when you show this in your collection, it's really kind of cool because the bottles are the same. You know, there's not a lot of it's something. The bottle has the gold cap. It's got the whole shape of the bottle's cool. It's smaller, so it can fit almost anywhere for display. And it really has a classy look to it as far as that goes. But I really, really like
the bottles to me sort of have a decanter look to them.
Right.
So that's what really looks cool about the bottle.
But there's not a lot of brands that have that same thing throughout. That with this many different expressions, put it that way. You know, it's like even Jim Beam might have the same bottle, but the labels are different. These labels stay the course. I mean, the only thing that's different is, you know, everything's the same. 1792 with the whatever. It's a different proof, label. and then the sweet wheat is. But even on these neck labels, there's brown and black, and yeah, you're right. The color is a little bit different on each one. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna my other favorite, and this is really cool because I haven't hit this in a while, but I got the sweet wheat, and I pretty much love this so much that I haven't shared it with too many people. It's just like it's in my cupboard. It's like this is what I like. Now the sweet wheat has been open now since March, I think. That's pretty good.
Yeah, my sweet wheat's been open for a good while. This is actually probably about 2 years.
Yeah, I just got this bottle. This is actually Ross's. You know, I got it after last year. This one is a 91.2 proof, and see, I enjoy that.
Now I've got a backup bottle of the sweet wheat that was going to be yours because I was going to send it up as a bonus Christmas present until all of a sudden, look, I got a sweet wheat last year, and it was like, well, what am I going to do with this? So I put it in the stash.
You're making me feel kind of bad because I really want that sweet wheat, but also then you went out and she said, well, he got a sweet wheat, so I'm going to go get him an old Carter Batch 9, and I can't, or I'm going to get him a 2002 Booker's, and I really can't argue with. I'm glad that I got the sweet wheat on my own because those two bottles were pretty spectacular.
Greg asked a question, and Greg, this is Ridgemont. This is the Ridgemont Reserve.
Yep. I had not heard of I just thought I was missing the port, and all of a sudden I'm missing the Ridgemont. All right, so you got the bottled in bond there, right? You got the bottled in bond there, Nash?
No, I don't have the bottled in bond.
All right.
I thought I did in there, but I couldn't find it when I was dragging these out, unless it slid behind some other bottles in there.
So what I'm going to do is
I thought for sure I had it.
I'm going to pour the 1792 bottled in bond. Now, the one thing I want to say is
I thought, didn't I send you up that bottled in bond?
Of course, it's a single barrel from Liquor Express.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one thing I got to say is when we revisit things for a while after we've been doing, and I've been able, you know, there are a lot of bottles still. I mean, I would say the Christmas thing is fantastic, but that in between Christmas and Christmas is getting a little sparse for what you're sending up there, Nash. You just might have to drop down from Super Nash to just Nash.
Oh, no. You cannot demote me like that.
All right, so this is a bot from the Liquor Express through Super Nash. He did send this up, this bottled in bond.
No, hey Walker, no, I can get it. There's a chain of these Liquor Express around here, and I'm real good friends with the guy, so I can pick one up. I thought I had one in here, but I was and cheers, Sarah. Sarah Evans is watching.
Hey, Sarah.
But I thought I had one, and I was working all the way up until like about 8 o'clock, and grabbed these bottles right quick. So I might have one still in there. Some still in there, or I might still have one back in my stash. But if I don't, I can always go pick one up.
So let's do a little history on the
Shout out to Liquor Express because they are one of my go-to stores around upstate South Carolina.
Yeah, you get a Liquor Express. We don't here in Ohio. Barton Distillery. The whiskeys from Barton are notably dry and aromatic. The company's main national label is Very Old Barton, which is a 6-year-old whiskey and is available at various proof strengths. Also from here are the Kentucky Gentleman and Tom Moore. The present distillery, largely built in the 1940s, is an industrial factory like affair with red brick buildings. If it uses its own yeast in a sour mash of backset malt and rye. Despite their flavorful palate, the whiskeys are also very clean, perhaps because the distillate is run through the column twice. Many other brands lay claim to being distilled in Bardstown, and chances are they were sourced from Kentucky bourbon distillers, which includes in its roster the likes of Rowan Creek, Johnny Drum, Old Bardstown, and Noah Mill. After years of hard work, a distillery was opened on the site, and the company now produces spirits for a range of companies under license. So that was actually the Kentucky Bourbon Distillers, which I believe now, if you're talking about would that be Willet? Right? Kentucky Bourbon Distillers is Willet, because that sounded like Rowan's Creek and whatever. But Barton's basically this was 1792, and the 1792 foolproof is what they've got for here. They don't, when you read about it here, they kind of skip over it. So back when when Michael Jackson was writing, Barton's has been around since 1940s. That's awesome, but he wasn't writing too much detail, right?
Just here's a little tidbit. In 2012, at the Ultimate Spirits Challenge, 1792 tied Pappy Van Winkle's 23-year-old bourbon with a score of 95 points.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say. We all know why Pappy Van Winkle 23. All I could say is Pappy Van Winkle is its own animal, right?
Yeah. Just leave that right there. But I thought that was pretty cool that, like I said, 1792 is good stuff.
Ross says column then doubler, same as most distilleries. All right, so back then, I picked that book up in 2019. They really didn't know what was going on. Ross is just like nothing special. We got thank you, Ross, for last year when we were at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. I look forward to seeing you again this year. I know that you guys are going to be a big part of the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and look forward to spending some time with you down there this year. But Ross was courteous enough to give the Scotchy Bourbon Boys a tour in a place where there are no public tours. Showed us around, showed us what he did as his job every day, his office. If you're talking about a working man's distillery, Barton's is it. I mean, they're solely dedicated to producing really, really good whiskey. What was that?
Greg said, "Tiny, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Super Nash is incredible with the products he is able to provide."
Oh my God, I can't.
Thank you, Greg, for taking
Greg.
that for me.
Oh,
brother.
and speaking of products provided, you saw that Chicken Cock reintroduced at their circa 18. Is it circa 1863? I think 1836. It's just like my brain. They are selling the 15-year again.
Yes.
I'm excited. I talked
at their gift shop
on the square in Bardstown.
Yeah.
Circa 18.
I've yet to be able to get there, but I will make it there very soon.
Me and CT got there.
Yeah, I know you did.
We did the Kentucky Bourbon Festival pick with Stacy, Greg, Lisa Roper Wicker, Steve Coombs. I mean, that pick team was phenomenal, and we needed it because it was Greg's Schneider's actual distilled barrel aged whiskey, and it was some of the best bourbon. Every barrel was phenomenal. I've not been on a barrel pick that it was that good. Greg has not been overselling what he's been doing. I can't wait to get to those barrels that he was picking those staves for. It should be a good time. All right, so what I got here in the 1792 glass is the Bottled in Bond Chestnut Farms. And then here in the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, I have the 1792 Bottled in Bond, and I'm going to put them together. All right.
Greg and Walker both said circa 1856.
Thank you. It shows how I was actually there. I've got pictures. It's not that it wasn't.
If I would have been there and did what you did, I wouldn't have forgot the name of it.
All right. Wow. I'm just gonna say that this Bottled in Bond Chestnut Farms is Taylor-esque. Wow. Blanton's on steroids.
Let's hear your thoughts on what you're tasting there. Other than wow, I've heard wow twice. And Taylor-esque.
I mean, I'm just gonna. I know you guys are sister companies, but this has a serious Buffalo Trace. Wow. This is an oak lovers, a toasted oak. The oak on this is like perfect. Very much, it reminds me of drinking Taylor, but it drinks a stronger mouthfeel, but also the barrel of the oak of the barrels coming through. It's definitely a bourbon that's not like a dessert bourbon. There's not a lot of caramel. Trying to think. It's like a dark chocolate brownie finish. It's real. That is a good. It's a good bourbon. I love when the oak of the barrel, if it's too oaky, or as Fred No would say, woody, it's more of a bitter. There's no bitterness to this. There's a little bit of apple, a little bit of toasted burnt brown sugar, but then there's also a toasted oak, like a wood flavor in it that makes it like what I love about Taylor is Taylor doesn't taste like a caramely, it's not pappy. The same thing. This reminds me of Blanton straight from the barrel, or Taylor, one of the exquisite Taylor, something other than, like the 4-grain or whatever. But let's see what the Bartons.
I like that 4-grain.
That bottle is really good. So the Bartons picks up a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more barrel char on the 100. Wow. The mouthfeel.
4-grain,
What?
Saturday evening, I will be putting together my mash for the Lee W. Sinclair 4-grain recipe that Alan gave me, and I'm going to be doing
what day?
About 45 gallons, because I got a 55-gallon barrel. So
what day?
What
day? Saturday?
This Saturday. Yeah, Saturday evening.
Or you're going to be doing it in the evening?
Yeah, I've got some work I got to do Saturday morning and afternoon. I got a big job I got to go take leave and get to do Sunday evening and Tuesday. Well, actually, I got to leave to go up to North Carolina, and then I'll be doing the work Monday and Tuesday, and probably come back Wednesday evening when it should be ready. Well, Wednesday or Thursday it should be ready, and I'm going to run it Friday or Saturday morning.
So it was 1856. So obviously, Greg Schneider says it's 100 years older than him. So that means he was born in 1956. I can do math. Oh, Ross is like moonshine. So, okay. So Saturday night, let's plan on checking in live. Because I'm not, hopefully by Saturday, well, we'll find out based off of what my mouth's doing. I'm going to be doing this surgery with just numbing. It'll be interesting.
Hey Ross, as we like to call it here in South Carolina, home distilling.
Yes, you're keeping it under the proof gallons to keep it legal.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Alan Bishop just produced Sunshine, which was a really cool thing, I thought. The opposite of moonshine.
Oh, I knew.
And he was using
with the
sunflower seeds. Yeah, he called it Sunshine, which genius. The guy is genius when it comes to marketing and everything.
That was so cool.
I can't wait to taste
from
that.
Beginning to end on that.
Yep. Hopefully I see him this weekend, because if I go down on I might be picking up the pick on Saturday. I'm trying to push it. I might have to push it off one more week. I don't want to, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going there, and we'll go from there after that.
And Ross, I do. Yeah, definitely. That was one of the first things that we put in on it.
Ross always amazes you, doesn't he? It's like
it's took me quite a few years to learn how to do all this, and I'm a seasoned veteran of about 16 years, and this makes my 7th year. So yes, sir. A lot of safety measures and were put in place when we started doing this.
Yep, that's for sure. Let's see. Did I blow it? No, I did not. All right. So, Ross.
Walker was saying that he saved his foolproof for last, and he got caramel and banana, and that's what I was picking up a little bit of the banana off that blackjack, and that is definitely, I like that blackjack. I like the blend that we got, but I'm telling you, I like that blackjack because that's the first time I had tasted it. But I was picking up that banana off. Of
I can pick up banana off the nose.
Didn't pick up any banana off that, and that's pretty unusual for you.
I think it was just so. Let's see. I'm gonna hit that again. I have it. Like I said, it's been a while since I think my resistance is down because I've just been sipping off little bits of everything. I get banana off the nose.
We do need to do the single barrel since we both have it too. You got it right.
There ain't no fucking banana. None.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't. If banana feels like a, if banana tastes like a,
you should have some water and clear that.
No, banana tastes like a flamethrower. Sure, it's like okay, you can go with that.
Yeah, I've been rinsing my glass, and I've been having some water and clearing my palate a little bit.
I've been doing the same thing. That's cleared my palate. You want to taste the single barrel, huh? So yes. This single barrel isn't a single barrel from any store. This is the single barrel.
Yeah, the single barrel release from 1792.
I think we picked that up. That
coming in at 98.6 proof.
Yeah, I think we picked that up. I think we picked the single barrel up. I want to say the same time we picked up we each got a single barrel and a barrel proof, if I'm not mistaken.
The same
we picked
time,
that up, yeah. I will have to say, Ross, and I really appreciated you taking me on that 1792 tour. You set that up, Nash. You got that all going. We went over there. We did it. It was a spectacular morning tour, and I would have never done the tour. I mean, Ross's tour was.
Oh my gosh, Ross's tour blew the tour that I set up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was nice to get the tour before they closed it. You got into the store. I was able to get a 1792 Glencairn. I wish I had a 1792 t-shirt. That's the one thing I'm going to try. Yeah. Maybe Ross can make that happen for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys that we all
never been able to find my size in the gift shop over there.
They don't now. They don't have a gift shop, do they?
Yeah, but every time I went to the gift shop, they never had my size, so I never could get a 1792 shirt.
Yeah.
I did get a 1792 Glencairn, which is in there out of my 100 1792 Glencairns, and I couldn't find one, so I just grabbed Scotchy Bourbon Boys. I knew I had one.
Mine's right here in my hand.
I see it. You keep showing it off there for everybody to see.
Yeah. The only thing
Sarah says Ross loves the banana notes, and actually Ross says you mean. I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Isomyl acetate notes. Isomyl acetate notes.
Yeah, isomyl
acetate notes.
Yeah,
I think that's close.
Yeah, and that's one thing. If you get to meet Ross, he understands the chemistry of whiskey. Ross is a special guy. He makes us older folk proud on how he goes about doing things and what he's doing, because sometimes think the younger people are losing their way, but Ross reaffirms that they're not. That's for sure. So, there was, what do I have? What did I just pour in here? I poured
single barrel.
Yeah. Yes, we're tasting the single barrel.
And let's
Now
cheers
there's
to
a lot.
1792 Barton's 1792 Distillery, one of the oldest full operating distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky.
Well, they have that second largest still. That still is amazing.
Yes.
Maybe when we come down in the week before Kentucky Bourbon Festival, Ross, this year, we just go into the warehouses and do some thieving and some tasting, and we talk about the aging process.
Ross says that still is seasoned.
Yes, I would. I mean, like I said, it is a definite blue collar working man's distillery. You know, it's all about the production and producing. There, you know, I understand why they didn't spend, you know, $50 million or $20 million or whatever it takes to revamp it so that it's a distillery experience and everything. Sazerac already has that in different places. It needs to do what it needs to do. What was that? What are you laughing at?
Ross's last comment. I'll let you read it.
Oh
there,
my God. Yeah, we're seasoned, that's for sure. I was on vacation, and normally when I dye the goatee, you know, the color, I did it right before I left, and so it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow when I did it. Usually I get a month out of it, but because I was spending so much time in the pool, I was looking today and I'm like, what the heck? It's almost time. The gray is starting to show through, and so, you know, that was one of the things that
I was wondering. It looked kind of freshly dyed.
It was freshly dyed 2 weeks ago when we, you know, right before I left. Although I am freshly shaved, that's for sure. So there you go. All right, everybody. It's been a nice. It's been a nice podcast tonight, and thank you, Ross, for joining us. Thank you, Greg, for joining us. Thanks, Walker, Jamie. The conversation, Sarah. Conversation's been great. CT was trying to make it. He obviously wasn't able to, but
he had some work he had to catch up on.
Yep, he was. You know, he said he was. You know, thought he might be able to make it, but you know, that's all right. Anyways, I had Super Nash, and Super Nash was on full, what would you say, display tonight. But I will say, if you come across Chestnut Farms, you can find it. I mean, it wasn't like it was a shortage of this at Total Wine. It was there. One cool thing, Nash, I found in Wisconsin and Michigan. One, if you're searching in different states, there's always the local stuff that's there that you got to check out. You know, you've got different local distilleries, Traverse City, distillery, Traverse City whiskey, and then in Wisconsin, there's Great Lakes distillery. There's all the different local stuff, but then every place kind of gets a distribution of stuff. I would say when I was at Total Wine, one thing that is out there in Wisconsin is a lot of Rowan's Creek, Noah Mill. There's a lot of barrel craft, more so than there is in Ohio, but also there was this particular brand. And, you know, I wasn't excited about Kirkland, you know, at Costco doing their bourbon with 1792, and then everybody trying to say for $18.99 a liter, it was 1792 small batch. You know, that doesn't excite me. I love packaging. And so this Chestnut Farms bottled in bond at Total Wine in a really cool box with a nice top and that comes off and whatever. I was on board. And it delivered. I would say that Ross and the Master Distillers collection, kind of thing. You guys, the team did a great job on it. Like you said, I would have to be a complete and total fan of Bottled in Bond. Like you said, they're the distillery's liquid at 100 proof. Ross mentioned early that he was a big fan, and I would have to say I'm a fan of this bottle. I really like this bottle. Probably has become my favorite expression of wood that I've tasted. Now I'm looking forward to trying to taste the Heaven Hill. Their wood, what they just the series
finishing series.
Yeah, which they just released. I'm looking forward to tasting that. But I find this, I've tasted a lot of the Maker's Mark wood finishing series, and I would have to say the aspect of Taylor, that the friendliness of that taste along with the oak that's happening is really kind of definitely a special bourbon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely going to try to pick one up tomorrow. I'll head by my Total Wine.
Yeah, it was there.
Sure I can find it there. Or one of I know I'll be going by 2 or 3 Liquor Expresses tomorrow too.
I'm not,
like I say, those guys they're very an extensive selection. And they have like a beer side and a liquor side, and they also have like a cigar humidor side. This place they're huge, and so maybe I can pick up one there.
So we brought the 2 grandkids along on vacation, the 9 and the 8-year-old, and the hotel we stayed at was spectacular. It was a township by Marriott, Townside Hotel by Marriott or whatever. It was a newer hotel in the area where we stayed in the Grafton area. And they had a whole fire pit grilling area outside, right? And every night we would come in with the kids, and all I wanted to do is go down and smoke a cigar and have a pour. But it just, having the grandkids, go upstairs, get them all ready, turn in whatever. By the time that was over, I was ready to go. I had a couple pours of Old Carter, maybe 2 times, and then the one tasting night, and that's all the whiskey I had. But in your mind, and you do it all the time. You're not. It's not in your mind, but you're in Hawaii. I'm sure you sat out on the porch a couple nights when Sherry was whatever and had a cigar and had a drink. But
no, I have not had a cigar in probably 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, so I
did set out on the balcony on the 19th floor overlooking Waikiki Bay.
You could hear the ocean.
Oh my gosh, I had a perfect view of the bay, and I sat there on the balcony a couple of times, drinking on some Koalau Distillery whiskey.
I feel sorry for you.
No, it was pretty good.
It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've stepped up a little bit since you've tried it. And like I say, I'm gonna ship you up some samples, and we'll discuss it.
Are you gonna be able to get the label?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
absolutely
perfect.
Even if I take a picture off the bottle, like I say, my label making experience is right up there.
Yeah.
Hey,
it is. It's right up there. There's no doubt.
I wouldn't ship you up if I could just get the bottle shapes like shapes like these bottles in 2-ounce size bottles. Then I would be freaking awesome. I would start a 2-ounce sample bottle company.
I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people who buy those expensive bottles, like the Millennium, the Weller Centennial, right? The Centennial Weller, and then they pay $8,100, but they then sample them out to people and sell them, so that they make, whatever a 2-ounce sample is $900 or whatever. And
I've honestly, I've got thoughts of applying for my distribution license here in South Carolina.
If you do that, we could do a lot of.
I want a United States distribution license.
Okay? Well, you got to set up the LLC. Then you have to. The guy that I was talking to this weekend set up the LLC, and he was going to do it out of Delaware. Now, I would say probably the best place to do it is Florida.
That's all I want to do. I don't want to ship whole bottles.
Yeah, just samples.
I just want to do. I just want to do samples.
Super Nash brand samples. And then all you have to do is have I'll make a little Super Nash logo, and you put it off the top, and then you put you're sending some Taylor, you're sending some whatever, you got the right labels on it, and they all get samples. I 100% think that's a business. There's no doubt. But you know what that leads to?
Yeah.
Blending. We're going to start blending. I don't see any way out of this. All I can see, we're going into but I will say that if we get on Roku, and I think it's going to be big, I think this thing that we're doing with Roku, if that starts working, we're going to start touring, and it's not just going to be bourbon and bourbons across the United States. It's going to be Scotland, Ireland, Japan. We are going to have some good times. And our goal after 5 years is to get to Hawaii and do the Hawaii thing in 5 years. So, all right, everybody. We're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. This is Super Nash.
I'm going to end this out with this is a pour of the 1792 Ridgemont Reserve.
I've got the last pour of the Chestnut Farms 1792 Barton's Distillery, bottled in bond. And with that said, remember, check out us on www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Find out everything you want to know about Super Nash. His bio's up there. CT and Carl whiskey still will not give me their bios, so they're not up there. But in the meantime, check out that website for everything Scotchy Bourbon Boys, t-shirts, Glencairns, Scotchy Bourbon Balls. That's well worth it. And then also maybe contact me directly. Know that we have a Spirit of French Lick pick of William Dalton and Lillian Sinclair, which will be the brand introduction pick that we dropped a French oak stave in for 3 months. So spectacular bourbons. Check us out. Contact me if you're interested. And then also remember, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. And then also on all the major podcasts, mainly Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Pandora. And with that said, remember, good bourbon and good friends equals good times. Don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. And live your life adventurously. Little Steve-O's gonna take us out.
Here's Caravaggio.
Okay.
Caravaggio de Santa Isabel. Our friend is watching.
Cheers.
Yeah. And Walker, that sounds awesome, man.
Away to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar.
Whiskey bar.
Oh, don't ask
Walker, I
why.
agree. This is
Oh, don't
definitely
ask why.
a good
Oh,
version.
if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die.
All right. We are still live on YouTube and Facebook. I am going to do the audio magic and start saving the podcast. All right, file. We have the post podcast coming in a second. All right.
Ooh, here's one other difference. Do you notice on the Ridgemont Reserve? This has a wood cap with 1792 engraved in the top of it instead of the gold cap.
Yeah, and
See that?
yeah, and my question is, where the fuck did you get that?
I'll never tell.
You suck. Is there a backup bottle you can send me for Christmas? You suck.
No, there was only that one. And it's I've had that for a little over a year. I had it before last Christmas. I could have brought you a sample, but I totally forgot.
You're used to totally forgetting lately.
I'll send you a sample with the
Did you get a little book yet?
Distillery.
Did you get a little
This weekend?
book? Did you get a little book yet?
Yes.
All right.
So. No. I did get Booker's. I got Booker's yesterday.
Which one?
When I was on my way back from
the
Little River, South Carolina.
The No Family
I got
Home?
the 2024 batch 2.
So at least you got that.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen the little book yet. Little book 8.
You got to get little books so we could do little book. I think
No.
I'm not sure if I did a Booker's batch 2.
Yeah, we did. You were drinking batch 2, and I was drinking the batch 1 and the others.
Yeah. Okay. Why the hell am I so up on everything?
Because
I'm not supposed to be on top of it.
You've been running down to Kentucky every 2 weeks, doing barrel picks and smoozing with everybody.
So now you know how it feels.
I know.
Oh my God!
I know. A couple of years ago, I was doing that. I was running up there all the time.
I think I gotta go down.
Can you jealous?
Yeah, I gotta go down to pick these barrels up, and then
when are you doing that?
When they're ready. It's pissing me off.
Okay.
I know you can sell a lot. I think you're going to be able to sell. I know I can sell a lot once I have it, but I got to get it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. And like Walker said, this is discontinued. You can't get this no more.
Hey, Walker, do you have an extra one? I noticed, Nash, it's discontinued. Tiny. I wasn't telling him that. Did he sign it Tiny? Is Jamie still on too? We're doing all right. We did all right tonight. I will have to say that there's some things that been happening on YouTube that are very encouraging. We had our first over 1,000 live podcast on YouTube. They've been averaging 800-900. This the one before the last one we did was 1,000. But then the Traveler.
Oh. Walker, that would be awesome.
What?
He said he's going to look for me a tumbler for the Ridgemont Reserve. He saw one in an antique store.
This one. Hey, Walker, make sure.
And Walker said he does not have an extra.
Make sure that you pick up this. This is what you need to pick up right there. I mean, it is awesome. I'm serious. It is the closest oak experience to wine in a whiskey I've ever had. Roxy will love this.
Oh.
I'm going to take her up this. So, all right.
Walker says he'll have the Chestnut Farms this.
Oh, you will love it. If you like an oaky bourbon that has played the wood perfectly, that's it.
Sweet oak, not a dry oak, leathery oak.
The way it's like,
is that what you're talking about?
It's like Taylor, the way Taylor deals with oak, but on steroids.
Yeah.
Not the oak on steroids, just the whole thing. Seriously, this is Taylor-esque right here with a really nice oak finish. It's like it's the construction workers bourbon. It's like, I mean, I have to say, I really think Ross has changed 1792 with his palate to the extent that before I always thought 1792 was like bourbon on steroids. You know what I'm saying? The older stuff was always a little bit over dramatic for me. But what Ross has done with that sweet wheat, what he's done with his full, you know what I mean? What he's done with the blends and what he's done with Danny Kahn. They did this together, obviously. But his knowledge of chemistry, his love for the whole science of bourbon was obvious on display at Kentucky Bourbon Festival last year. There's no doubt when he was up on stage with Steve Coombs, Freddie No, and also Brent Elliott.
Yes, Walker, I still do, and I have yet to open it. It's still sitting in there on the top shelf, and very top shelf. And I've been wanting to open it here lately. And I've been seeing those grenades. There's a single barrel pick of those grenades out too. I've been wanting to pick one up.
So
I tell you what, Walker, if you do get a chance to pick up one of those bottled and bond blackjack single barrel picks, I definitely. The camo is better than the single barrel.
Are we talking about the hand grenade?
Yeah, the hand grenade. Yeah, that he gave us.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to have
yours.
What?
He said it's a butterscotch bomb.
I, with mine, have been respecting the military aspect of it. I haven't opened it. I just felt that.
What?
Don't want me. Just like I respect you, motherfucker. I respect everybody in the military. And I will have to say that tonight.
Well, then, if you live by those words, then you're going to enjoy Coalal Distillery because it is owned and operated and opened up by military veterans. There were two veterans from the Navy that got out of the Navy when they were in Hawaii.
So they
And,
were they in Pearl Harbor?
yes. And then they were like, well, where do we go from here? What do we do? So, as being in the Navy and drinking a lot of whiskey, and the next big step, well, hey, why not open a distillery? We drink a lot of it. We learned a lot about it, and and we like to make it, and want to distill it, and why not do it here in Hawaii? There was no other distillery, so that's why
there's
they
a
opened up
real good
Ko'olau
reason.
Distillery.
There's a reason not to do it in Hawaii.
No, actually,
they have no winter.
Well, yeah, and no. It
Don't
just
say
depends,
yeah, no.
because
their winter low temperatures are 66 degrees.
Well, you got to see the warehouse they're storing the barrels in. Is a climate controlled warehouse.
It's refrigerated with snow cones.
No, but
don't say no.
They can actually cool it down. So
cool it down to what? What are they going to cool it down?
It's not like Texas or anything.
It's way worse. It's Hawaii.
Oh my God.
There's always the salty hurricane batch. Texas don't have that. Oh, I suppose they do sometimes. They can have the salty if they're on the coast.
You know what? They have not had a hurricane in a long time.
Yeah, they don't have hurricanes. They have the opposite of them. What's it called?
Tsunamis.
Yeah, they have tsunamis because they don't call hurricanes hurricanes. They call them tsunamis. And they had one last year.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of the ocean.
It was, no.
Oh my God!
They have those signs all over.
My favorite thing.
They don't have hurricane, but they have tsunami warning area.
Yeah, tsunamis are hurricanes. They're. Oh my God! No. No, tsunamis.
Tsunamis are hurricanes in water.
What's the tidal waves off of earthquakes in the ocean? What are those called?
Those are tsunamis.
Okay, they have those, but there's another name for a hurricane in the Pacific. It's not a tsunami.
Oh my gosh. Typhoons.
Yes, they have typhoons. That's what they have. Yeah, they never have hurricanes because they're called typhoons in the Pacific.
Thank you, Walker.
Yeah. Did Walker come up with typhoons?
Yep. Walker came up with typhoon.
I swear to God,
tsunami is the wave.
I swear to God, having Walker on I'm all by myself. He's like
a walking, talking encyclopedia.
It's like
you don't need Google when you got Walker around.
You don't need to, because Walker
Yes,
Walker. I mean, I think he's going to make the podcast out, and as I believe Carl named him properly for the podcast. His nickname will be Walkie Talkie.
Walkie Talkie.
Yep, it's the perfect name for Walker.
Who came up with that?
That was Whiskey. Whiskey said after New Orleans Bourbon Festival that if you ever bring him on a podcast, Walker's name is Walkie Talkie, and it just fits perfectly. I think you could say Walkie Talking Encyclopedia, because Walker knows a lot, and we enjoy everything he brings to the podcast.
Cheers to Stephen Coate. He's a veteran and from Colorado.
And he also threw in Typhoon there.
Yep. Cheers, Stephen.
Yes.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for listening, watching. You know, it's just like we all appreciate everybody.
Stephen, I don't know if you caught it or not, but 2 weeks ago, or I was in Hawaii and all that, and got to go to Pearl Harbor and all the museums and everything, and been trying to upload pictures as I go. Been back at work and still full steady, full force. So, but check them out as you get a chance to. But definitely appreciate you, brother, and appreciate your service, and appreciate what you do in the whiskey world.
For sure. For sure. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching tonight. We're going to kick off on the Facebook right now. Really appreciate everybody on Facebook. Thank you,
on
Walker.
Facebook, and appreciate you.
All right.
Cheers till next time.
Yeah, and thank you, Walker, for your active duty at the moment.
Yeah, thank you, Walker, for your active duty.
We definitely,
and for what you bring to the podcast, brother.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Sure do.
All right.
Cheers till next time.
Sign out. Where is it? All right, I gotta have it up here. Oh wait, it's right there. Facebook. Stop. All right. Good night, Facebook. All right. So we've stopped on Facebook. I'm going to stop it on. I'll let you know what the YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Just hang around there, Nash. All right. We're going to stop that.